Well, I've been around the Boston area for about 4 or 5 years, so I've kind of seen the program from afar, and I've known Miles a little bit, and I've had some players come here before from Bunker Hill Community College where we were very successful. And I really believe that UMass Boston is, as the most diverse public institution in New England, with their master plan that they're putting in together, and the new facilities, the new science building, academic building, the new student center, the upgrade of Clark Athletic Center, the new turf field that's going to be in a couple of years. It's really a special place to be. And then you have Boston. I've been fortunate enough to, been in a few, be in a few cities in the United States. I've lived in San Francisco. Fortunate enough to travel all over the world a little bit. And I really believe that Boston's one of the best cities in the world. It's a historic, but it's also a very young and vibrant city. It offers over 50 colleges and universities, and some of them are the finest institutions in the world. And UMass Boston is a highly rated public institution that's, it has the great academics, but it's also striving for excellence in athletics as well. If you look at the recent history of the teams here, there's a lot of success. Men's hockey is ranked number 10 in the country right now. Women's volleyball team has had a great run throughout the NCAA tournament. Baseball made the College World Series a couple years ago. And women's soccer actually won their first conference championship this year and made the NCAA tournament. So I think the times are changing, and it's a great time to be a part of UMass Boston and be the head men's soccer coach here. My transition period here to the UMass Boston family and the athletic department has been fantastic. The athletic staff, from the athletic directors to the coaches, have been very receptive and very helpful. I've had the opportunity to meet with the team on an individual basis and in groups, and they've been very receptive to kind of turning this program around a little bit and getting it going, getting it away from being a team and building a program. And I think the good thing about it is I have nearly all freshmen coming back, with Douglas Severia, who's a junior. He'll be coming back and be the oldest player on the team. So the team has an opportunity to turn it around immediately, and those players can have a big impact on the program going forward. And I think it's been a very smooth transition. We've put a lot of work into thus far, and kind of getting settled in, but it's been fantastic. I would say that I've had quite a few experiences playing and coaching at different levels, and that's from the junior college to Division II, Division I, and it into the professional level with the Boston Breakers. And all those experiences kind of diversify you a little bit and expose you to different ways of going about things. And what it does is you kind of pick and choose of what you like and what you don't like, and you build your own philosophy and your own mold, and you kind of build it from there. But the one thing that I do know, you have to be disciplined, you have to be organized, it's all about the process and not the end result. And for me, it's all about playing good soccer too. You want to bring out the most in your players. You want to play an attractive, up-tempo brand of soccer that kind of highlights their assets, and that's kind of what I've learned throughout the experiences. The type of player that I'm looking to attract here is a student athlete who wants to come to school and get a quality academic education, but who also wants to compete on the field and on a daily basis. We're building a program here. It's no longer a team where they show up for 2 to 3 months. It's a 12-month process for the 3 to 5 years that they'll be here competing. And then I also want to attract student athletes who want to be a part of the program for a lifelong commitment. You're a proud alum. You come in here. You're giving back to the program. And on the field, I want creative, intelligent, up-tempo, attractive brand of soccer student athletes who want to compete on the field. You're not entitled to anything, but you're grateful for everything. Making it a winning program, I believe that we have an opportunity to kind of start over and really build a program here and change the culture a little bit. To make it a winning program, first off, I have to have quality student athletes who want to strive for excellence in the classroom and on the field every day. They need to compete every day, and it's sustaining that excellence. And it's about the process and not the end result in my mind. We have to focus on that process of competing every day and sustaining excellence every day on the field and in the classroom. Well, I've had a chance to pretty much finalize the schedule. We've made some tweaks and little different subtleties to the schedule. We're going to be starting earlier this year. We're going to get a little bit of an earlier start, and instead of waiting till after the Labor Day weekend, we're going to move that initial start date up to our first competition date. Will be August 30th, where we'll be playing in the LaSalle preseason kickoff. We'll play Fitchburg State, and then we'll play probably LaSalle or the winner of LaSalle and Newberry. And that'll be August 30th and 31st. We've also added Gordon College to the schedule, a very good non-conference team that will be playing. I know they have a new coach over there, so they'll probably have a lot of energy and life injected into them. We'll still be playing Bridgewater. We're going to be playing Suffolk. We have Newberry College on the schedule, Mass Maritime. It's a very tough non-conference schedule. With that being said, too, the idea of us moving the date up to the 30th or the 31st to start the non-conference schedule was so we can get the boys in here, and we're started a little bit earlier, and we're not waiting until the 22nd or 23rd to start. We're starting around the 17th or 18th to start, so we can start implementing, and continuing what we're going to start here this spring a little bit earlier, and so they're more acclimated to the fall season. Yes, I recently got back from Newcastle United. I did a 10-day stay over there at the facilities where I was fortunate enough to interact with the entire Newcastle United Academy, the reserve team, and the first team. We were able to sit in on and a little bit be a part of the under-18 academy sessions, the reserve team sessions, as well as the first team sessions. We were able to sit down and have lunch in their facilities afterwards with the team and the players of the academy, the reserve team, and the first team. You got to bounce some ideas off of them, and they were very helpful and engaging with us, and would talk about the sessions that they had coming up and our thoughts on it and how it went. And maybe if we had a suggestion, they would ask what we would do differently, and we would talk about it and things that we did back here. For me, I've done some things that they were doing over there. I learned some things, but the biggest was kind of the verbiage and the dialect that they used, and you can take it away. It's just a different way of maybe they present it. You can bring that back here, and it just offers a different insight into how to present the game and what you're trying to carry out during the training session. But the biggest thing for me is how they would compete, and they would strive for that excellence on a day in and day out basis. That was from the under-18 academy, the reserves, and the first team. It was contagious, and they were all hungry every day, whether that was a one session a day or a two session day. They were there to compete, and they were there to get better. The Little East Conference is a very good soccer conference, especially in New England. I think it's known throughout the nation as one of the top Division III conferences. I believe it does it the right way for the postseason, and it only brings 4 teams instead of some other conferences bringing 6 to 8 teams, which it's a little bit laughable, I think. And people just kind of walk into the postseason. I think in the Little East Conference, you have to earn that right to make the postseason. And it's about competing on a consistent basis throughout the season, sustaining that excellence day in and day out on the practice field. And when you go into conference, you're prepared to put yourself into that conference tournament and be in the top 4 in the conference. I see us competing right away. It's no longer a doormat when you come to UMass Boston. You will compete. We can't guarantee any results, but we can guarantee that we will be competitive. Immediately, as we had talked about earlier, the UMass Boston men's program needs to be competitive. We're going to be organized and we're going to be efficient. We can't guarantee any results, but we will be competitive in the Little East Conference this year and in the non-conference schedule. 3 to 5 years down the line, I envision our program consistently competing for Little East Conference championships. That's both regular season and non-conference, maintaining that competitive nature on a day in and day out basis, being organized and being efficient. We make the most of our time. And then, with that will come the postseason burst beyond there, which you're going to be, striving for on a year in and year out basis. But with that also, you'll start to hear the UMass Boston name a little bit more in the region as a sustainable program. Right now, it's probably not too much right there, and that's the reality of the situation. But that's the fun part of it. We have to build that up.